In this task, we need to troubleshoot our PHP Nginx application. So if you click on website here, it shows 404 not found. So let's troubleshoot it. If you run the command kgetpivo, you can see our parts. So we have only one part, but two containers inside. So two are up and running now. So it has some config map as well. So run the command kgetcm to see the config map. So this is the config map. So basically we use config maps for for configuration files, not for basically non-sensitive data. So that's for sensitive data we can use secrets and any other secret storage. So basically config maps for configuration storage only. So if you look into this, if you run the command kgetcm configuration config map name and -o yaml, so you can see this is basically Nginx configuration file. So and if you look in here, it's using var www.html as a root directory for this configuration file, especially on 8099 port. So remember that. And now if you run the command kgetpivo and then with our pod name -o yaml, you can see this output. Let's redirect this output to a file. So I'm going to say pod.yaml and then jump into that pod.yaml. So if you scroll down, there are two containers inside. You can see here container name PHP-FPM container, and another one is Nginx-container. So PHP-FPM container has mount path of var www.html and it has some shared files. So it's using this directory for shared. And even if you look into our Nginx container, it has shared files path. It's sharing the same for mounting paths for same folder for sharing these files, but it has different location inside this container. So if you use different directories inside the container, it works, but it creates kind of confusion. So let's change this to we need to just match this. So in config map we are using var www.html, so I like to use the same path for here as well. So what I'm going to do, just give the same path var www.html. That's it. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete old pod. Let's create a new pod with apply -f and the file name. If you run the command kgetpivo, you can see your pod. If you click on, it says 403 forbidden. So now what we need to do, we have an index file here. We need to copy this to inside this container. So kcp index.php and then nginx PHP-FPM. This is our pod name, and inside this we need to copy to this location inside this container, Nginx-container. So before running this command, I'd like to open new terminal. If I run kgetpivo, so we have two containers, right? Let's jump into one of the containers, and then I'm gonna give a, that's PHP FPM container. I don't remember the container name. And then inside this Nginx part, I'm gonna use sh. So we are at this location. You can run the command pwd. If I do ls, we don't have anything. But now we are copying index file to Nginx container. Now if you do ls here, now you can see this index container because they are sharing same location for that. That's why they have one. If you create a file or directory inside one container, at this location, it's automatically going to show in the other container as well. Let's jump into Nginx container as well. K exec -it-c Nginx container name. That's a container name. Nginx container, and then pod name. Then use --space bash. If we jump into this directory, now you can see that index.php. If I create a file here, touch madhu.html, inside this container, now you can see that file here as well. So that's their shared one. So if you refresh this page, now we can see that PHP file. Now confirm it. It's been successful. Thank you so much for watching.